In a creativity exercise, students were encouraged to imagine a friend they admired for solving problems in original ways. They were asked to view challenges from that person's perspective and consider how their creative friend might respond. This technique, known as perspective shifting, helps individuals approach problems with fresh ideas and greater flexibility. As countries work to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote cleaner transport, researchers are exploring hydrogen as a promising alternative to conventional fuels. A study by the University of Houston suggests that hydrogen-powered transportation could be both environmentally sustainable and economically competitive. These findings support the growing transition towards low-carbon energy and sustainable mobility. Oil is the largest natural store of carbon on land and plays a vital role in regulating the Earth's climate. Scientists are concerned that rising global temperatures could release large amounts of this stored carbon into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. Such a release would increase greenhouse gas concentrations and accelerate climate change even further. Vitamins are essential nutrients that support normal body functions and help maintain overall health throughout life. However, consuming either too little or too much of certain vitamins may lead to health problems. Research suggests that vitamins such as D and E may help lower the risk of some serious conditions, including cardiovascular disease, when taken in appropriate amounts. Three-dimensional printing technology has developed rapidly in recent years, allowing manufacturers to work with a much wider range of materials. Earlier systems were mainly suitable for fast-curing plastics, but modern techniques can now process slow-curing materials as well. Researchers believe these innovations will expand the use of 3D printing in healthcare, engineering, manufacturing, and other industries requiring reliable, high-quality components. For many years, dairy products such as ice cream and yogurt have been flavored with natural vanilla because of its distinctive taste and consumer preference. Food labeling regulations require manufacturers to clearly identify whether a product contains natural vanilla or artificial flavoring. Climate change is altering the balance of ecosystems by affecting how plants produce energy and how animals obtain food. As temperatures continue to rise, many species must adapt to changing environmental conditions that influence their survival and behavior. Scientists believe these changes can affect all major senses, including sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. The hardness of a material depends largely on the strength of the chemical bonds that hold its atoms together. Materials with stronger atomic bonds are generally more resistant to scratching, bending, and wear. Diamond, for example, is recognized as one of the hardest natural substances because of its exceptionally strong atomic structure. Psychopathy is a personality condition that affects a small proportion of the adult population and is characterized by limited empathy, reduced feelings of guilt, and difficulty forming genuine emotional connections. Researchers have explored why some individuals with these traits appear successful in leadership positions. Studies suggest that characteristics such as confidence, decisiveness, and persuasive communication may contribute to career advancement. Traditional theories based on Einstein's general relativity describe black holes as isolated objects that may exist alone or rotate in space. When two black holes come close to each other, gravity is expected to pull them together until they eventually merge. However, some scientists suggest that this prediction depends on assuming a static universe. Scientists warn that even if the world succeeds in limiting global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial levels, sea levels are still expected to continue rising for many years. The oceans respond slowly to increasing temperatures, meaning the effects of climate change can persist long after emissions are reduced. Liquid metals are emerging as a promising technology that could transform chemical manufacturing while reducing its environmental impact. Researchers are developing innovative methods to replace traditional industrial processes that consume large amounts of energy and natural resources. This modern approach aims to lower carbon emissions, improve production efficiency, and support more sustainable manufacturing practices. Although neuropsychiatric complications associated with influenza in children are considered uncommon, they continue to be an important area of medical research. The use of antiviral medicines for treating childhood influenza has generated discussion among healthcare professionals and parents regarding their potential benefits and risks. Researchers emphasize the need for further scientific evidence to better understand these rare complications. The Arctic Ocean releases significant amounts of methane, a powerful greenhouse gas that has remained trapped beneath the seabed for thousands of years. Scientists are concerned that rising ocean temperatures could increase these natural emissions in the future. Researchers are investigating how much methane may eventually escape into the atmosphere and contribute to global warming. Sociology examines how people interact with one another and how societies are organized at both individual and institutional levels. Sociologists investigate social relationships, cultural practices, and large-scale social systems to understand patterns of human behavior. By conducting research and developing evidence-based theories, they seek to explain social change and identify solutions to important social issues. In the 1980s, geophysicists discovered two enormous regions of unusual material deep inside the Earth, close to the boundary of its core. One lies beneath Africa, while the other is located beneath the Pacific Ocean. Each structure is estimated to be larger than the Moon and appears to have a chemical composition different from the surrounding mantle. Extratropical forests play a vital role in the Earth's climate by storing enormous amounts of carbon in trees and permanently frozen soils known as permafrost. Most of these forests in the northern hemisphere grow on permafrost, making them especially important for carbon storage. When wildfires occur, they release significant quantities of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. A recent genetic study of human lice suggests that these parasites reached the Americas during two separate periods in history. The first migration likely occurred when early humans crossed the Bering Land Bridge, while the second is believed to have taken place during European colonization. By analyzing genetic diversity, researchers gained new insights into patterns of human migration and population history. Dreaming remains one of the greatest mysteries of the human brain. Scientists believe dreams result from complex brain activity during sleep, but their exact purpose is still not fully understood. To explore this phenomenon, researchers compared the dreams of traditional hunter-gatherer communities in Africa with those of people living in Europe and North America. Scientists believe that, over billions of years, water from the Earth's surface has been carried deep underground by slowly moving tectonic plates. As these plates descend into the mantle, the water eventually reaches the boundary between the Earth's core and mantle, where it triggers important chemical reactions. Researchers suggest that these interactions may alter the structure of the core and influence long-term geological processes. A 10-week fitness study involving 50 middle-aged adults found that consuming a high-protein diet did not produce greater improvements in muscle strength or muscle growth than eating a moderate amount of protein while following the same training program. All participants completed supervised strength training sessions 3 times each week and had no previous experience with weightlifting. An international study has found that walking around 8,000 steps each day may significantly reduce the risk of premature death. Researchers estimate that this target is equal to approximately 6.4 kilometers of walking, depending on an individual's stride length. Regular walking improves heart health, strengthens muscles, and supports overall physical well-being. Scientists believe that tiny icy pebbles formed in the cold outer regions of young planetary systems played a crucial role in the creation of planets. According to current theories, these pebbles gradually moved towards the central star through interactions with the surrounding gas, carrying solid material and water with them. Unwritten rules are informal expectations that influence how people behave within a society, workplace, or community. Although these guidelines are rarely explained directly, they help shape everyday interactions and promote mutual understanding. People usually learn them by observing others and gaining experience rather than through formal education. Virtual reality is no longer limited to gaming and entertainment but is increasingly being used in scientific and medical research. Researchers at Ruhr University Bochum used immersive virtual environments to investigate how people perceive their own bodies. Participants interacted with virtual objects that appeared to touch them, allowing scientists to study body awareness and sensory perception in new ways. Social interactions, such as shaking hands or having a conversation, rely on the brain's ability to observe and interpret the actions of others. Scientists have discovered that communication between different brain regions is strongly influenced by our expectations rather than by observation alone. The brain continuously predicts what is likely to happen next and uses these predictions to understand other people's behavior. Modern bookkeepers play an important role beyond maintaining financial records. They help organizations monitor financial performance, manage risks, and comply with legal and regulatory requirements. By analyzing financial information, bookkeepers support strategic decision-making and contribute to effective business planning. Elephants are the largest land mammals and are widely recognized for their intelligence, strong social bonds, and excellent memory. Their long trunks, large ears, and impressive tusks help them survive in a variety of habitats. As herbivores, they feed mainly on grasses, leaves, bark, and fruit. Researchers from the University of Cologne, working with scientists from the Leibniz Institute for Food Systems Biology, have identified a previously unknown bitter taste receptor in several species of cartilaginous fish, including sharks and rays. The receptor belongs to the type 2 taste receptor family, which is responsible for detecting bitter substances. Hazard assessment is an essential process for identifying and controlling risks in the workplace. It involves carefully examining work areas, equipment, and daily activities to detect conditions that could cause injury or illness. By recognizing potential hazards early, organizations can introduce appropriate safety measures and reduce workplace accidents.